Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into Vechain. Once again, thank you for your support. Okay, if you're not a member of the Patreon, do get involved in the Patreon. And for everyone following us on Twitter, Instagram, and all that business, big thumbs up to each and every one of you. The links in every single video description and also on CoinsKid.com in the link section. Okay, do take care, everyone. I hope you had a really good Monday, and hope we have a continued nice green week, because it's been a beautiful pickup for Vechain so far. Okay, we do need to see ourselves get back up over 20 EMA though on a weekly time frame. I'm going to make you aware of that. Right now, Vechain pumped a whopping 88% and is currently up 68%. So do expect some kind of pullback. That's normal. Okay, you're not just going to take off into space. You're going to come up against resistance and you're going to roll back and back test support. That's what happens. Okay, but right now, I want to rest assure you, you're looking relatively healthy. You are above the 34 EMA on the weekly time frame. Worst case scenario, always going to make you aware that if you did enter a sort of longer level of period of consolidation, like here, you know, you just went sideways for a bit chop, bit boring, bit, you know, rubbish, so to speak, because this is what consolidation is. You know, you've rolled over effectively. You've had a bit of overextension. You rolled over, you're back testing, holding support above the 55. As long as you adhere to support, it's golden for continuation. And it's Elliott Wave 5 right here up to this $1.50 in the summer or towards the end of the year, providing how long the bull run goes on for. So it's just looking relatively good. Okay, a bit of overextended, pull back, hold support, jobs are good and for continuation right there for Vechain. So what I'm going to do is obviously zoom in on the hourly time frame for Vechain right now for you then. Okay, so Vechain on the hourly time frame, then you can see you broke this level of resistance right here, but you've come back down and you've fallen through it. You've tried to hold its support, but you've fallen through it right now. You've fallen through the 20 EMA. You got a little bit of support off the 34. You've wicked off the 55, which is relatively healthy. Now there is a bit of a pattern emerging just here. Okay, and it's not pretty, but it's effectively something like this that you've traded into. Okay, it's a rising wedge. Do you see this? And what's happened is you've broken out of it just there. You've broken out. Lost the level of support right there. And you can see that you're effectively coming down. And usually with the rising wedges, you come down to where you formed it. So do expect that Vechain could continue to come down here. Okay, and the level of support right there is, I'll drop it in for you, is roughly where you formed it. Okay, so this is where you could see, put some cheeky bids in for Vechain to carry out this pattern right here at that particular level there, because from here right now, that is a continued downtrend of around about 8% for Vechain. Now, it's not a bad thing. I want to reassure you, it's not a bad thing if it does break out and comes down to here and bounces, because you're still forming a higher low. Do you see this? You're still forming this higher low. So as long as you don't start to come down and lose this low here and come down and lose this trend line that you've got on the side, because you've got this low there, the low there. If you do lose that level of support right there and come down and you bounce off that, you're still making high lows. So effectively you're coming down and doing something like this, you know, where eventually you've got the breakout, because like I said to you yesterday, you've got a bit of an inverse head and shoulders pattern on the go here like this for Vechain. Do you see this? You're creating a level of resistance, a neckline like that. And as you start to come down, if you break that resistance, you've got the breakout target, and it is lovely. It's a nice bit of upside for Vechain in this reversal. Okay, so wherever you start to come up now and break this, because you're creating a resistance line just there. Do you see that? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. If you come down and you find this as support, even if you come down and you bounced off this key level of support right now in this upper trend line, you're still creating these high lows. Do you see this? Come up, break the neckline, you've got a lovely pump to the upside like I shown you yesterday, and it's increasing, because obviously it's an ascending resistance line that you're creating for yourself, so it's constantly increasing day by day. So the outlook looks relatively healthy for Vechain for continuation if you can adhere to the patterns. Okay, and if you can adhere to support, it's looking good. So you could see Vechain pump to 16 cents, providing it does continue to hold support and you don't make a lower low than this. Now this low here, because this will invalidate the reversal. Okay, that low there, I'm going to mark that so you can actually see that right now for Vechain. That's your low that you can't afford to lose. Okay, and I could give you this trend line support as well, but obviously, as you're fully aware, if Vechain does continue to lose support and lose the EMAs and then loses this level of support right here, which is the breakdown target of the rising wedge, do you see that? You come down to where you formed it. At the minute, the pattern that's in play is valid until validated away, and the only way to invalidate this particular breakdown target is if you sort of come back into the pattern and break this level of resistance, because then you're looking at the upside. Okay, so right now it should carry out effectively that pattern where hopefully you get the bounce, put some cheeky bids in, come back up, break that level of resistance, see you later alligator. We're up to that target right there for Vechain, and you've got this lovely inverse head and shoulders on the go right there for Vechain. You're basically see you later. So yeah, you can't afford to lose this low effectively, because then you're invalidating this head. Okay, and that's the only way you invalidate it. If you start to come down, you're losing that and you're creating that lower low. Do you see that? And you're still rolling over. So yeah, that's Vechain in a nutshell. And obviously, like I said to you, I can't give you this particular level of support because over time you see this changes. This is why you've got to come to your charts and draw your trend lines, hourly time frame. So that's a quick little update for Vechain. If you was to see a roll over here and it loses that level of support, then at least anticipate that you're going to come down to this particular trend line, another 20% loss for Vechain. But hopefully, if it does continue to sort of carry out this pattern, and like I said to you, the pattern that's in play is validated away. Rising wedge, breakdown target is this particular target here where you formed it. If it does come down there, I would expect you to get a lovely little bounce right there to come back up to that neckline and test this upper trend line of resistance that you've created for yourself for Vechain, and you'll be looking at a nice 18% long right there. Hopefully break it, because if you do, from that point right there, you're looking at a whopping 62% trade there for Vechain and continuation in this bull run that we've got. So yeah, that's Vechain. Take care, everyone. I'll be back to another update. I'm going to try and make these updates a little bit quicker every day instead of rambling on. I do apologise if I do ramble on and you do find it a bit boring, but I'll try and be quicker. Take care, everybody. Catch you tomorrow. Stay strong, stay healthy, stay tuned. Bye bye.